Hello, everyone, and welcome to Midday Missing, where we highlight current missing persons cases that need more attention. We do live shows every Monday and Wednesday at noon Central, and then release them on our podcast as well. Now, as you can see, I am not Terry True Crime. No, she she unfortunately has some plans this morning that are not envious, that's for sure. But I'm Llama, and I'll be filling in for her today. So it'll be a bit of a shorter show, probably not as many rants. I don't know. We'll see. You never know what it could bring. So we got two cases for you guys today. The first one we have is Aittin Shaw. Oh, there we go. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Now, in the quiet town of Washburn, Maine, nestled deep in Aroostook County, a woman named Attin Shaw vanished in September 2021. And nearly 4 years later, there are still no definitive answers. Now, Attin was a native of Indonesia and moved to Washburn in 2020 with her husband, Mike Shaw, and their 4 children. She's described as petite, just 4 feet, 7 inches tall, with black hair and brown eyes. Attin was known by relatives as a soft-spoken but spirited woman who often kept in touch with her family back home in Southeast Asia. Unfortunately, that contact stopped in August 2021. Her sister Anita was the last known relative to speak with her. In their final conversations, Attin had reportedly said she was going to look for work. She was also once active on social media, but that activity ceased abruptly in the same month. By September, she was gone. According to documents later shared by former Washburn police officer Hunter Balancio, Mike Shaw told family members he reported Attin missing in October 2021. It's kind of a long time, think about it. Because it's not playing the little video. There we go. Okay. That way you can see all the beautiful pictures of Attin. She's gorgeous. However, Maine State Police records confirmed that the report wasn't filed until November 2021. Oh, this is not looking good for you, Mike Shaw. Nearly 2 months after she was allegedly seen on September 8th, 2021, at their Washburn home. Ooh, suspicious. In the months following her disappearance, few details emerged publicly. Balancio, who was not part of the original investigation, said she became involved in early 2023 when several concerned community members, including an Indonesian family, approached her worried that no progress was being made. Balancio, a former Washburn officer, began asking questions and eventually compiled a formal report dated March 9th, 2023, which she shared with the Bangor Daily News. So that's 2 years after Attin goes missing. That's interesting. So Balancio's findings raised several red flags, okay? Red flag number 1, waving high, is that Mike Shaw claimed Attin was working on a cruise ship, but couldn't recall the name of the vessel. It's totally normal, right? Your wife, mother of your multiple kids, leaving for a couple months to go work on a cruise ship, and you have no idea what it's called? Sir, get out of here. When a family friend visited the Shaw home in December of 2021, she described it as messy, with trash and a suspicious dark stain on the plywood floors. Oh boy. Balancio confirmed through federal sources that Attin's passport had not been used or updated, and she had no social security activity, employment history, or medical records since her disappearance. And I would imagine if she was on a cruise ship, there'd be record of all of those things. Unfortunately, there was no signs of life, no phone use, no sightings, and no digital trail. Due to these inconsistencies, Balancio formally contacted the Maine State Police Major Crimes Unit North in March 2023, urging them to take over the case. Oof, I hope Maine State Police is better than some of these other state polices that we've seen. Oof. Quote, "She's someone and she's missing," Valencia said in an interview. "Her family deserves answers and she deserves justice." Valencia also contacted the Indonesian embassy, Border Patrol, and the Department of Homeland Security, though at the time of her report, responses were still pending. Now, adding to the complexity, the case of Aittin Shaw is one of several troubling missing person cases out of Aroostook County, which is wild. This is Maine. Okay. I didn't realize that there was that many people missing from Maine, let alone in one county. That's, oh boy. Valencia's report also mentions her concern about Chandler Cole, then sergeant of the Washburn Police Department. Uh-oh. We got another Canton situation on our hands here. Cole told her in 2021 that Mike Shaw had said his wife was on a cruise ship. However, Cole himself was later criminally charged in an unrelated case. Cool. Love that. That's great. Cole had been involved in the investigation of Eric Foote, another Washburn man who went missing and was later found deceased. Oh. In 2024, Cole was charged with falsifying records, tampering with evidence, and other crimes connected to that case. Oh, no. That's not great. Though he pled guilty to lesser charges in early 2025, it is unclear whether Cole's actions are being reviewed in connection to Aittin Shaw's disappearance. As of February 2025, the Maine Attorney General's office stated there were no pending charges against him in this case, but it is going to seem very suspicious, I'm sure. Meanwhile, the Washburn Police Department has since been dissolved. Oh, that means there's a lot of shady stuff going on there. Yikes. Valencia no longer works in law enforcement, but continues to advocate for justice in Attin's case. Attin was officially listed in NamUs, which is the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, in March 2023. Her case remains open and active with the Maine State Police, who confirmed in early 2025 that investigators are still following up on leads and have found no evidence she is living elsewhere. A search conducted in March 2024 did not uncover new locations or known contacts about her. A letter written by Mike Shaw to Attin's father. Oh boy, I bet this is a doozy. Anyway, so a written letter by Mike to Attin's father, referenced in a 2024 article by the Indonesian Lantern, claimed she may have suffered a mental health breakdown. Oh, okay, Mike. So first she's on a cruise ship, and now she had a mental health breakdown. It's fine. Don't worry about her. Okay. However, no formal mental health history has been publicly confirmed, and the Maine State Police have not echoed that claim, because it sounds like BS, Mike. As of July 2025, Mike Shaw continues to live in Washburn with the couple's children. He has reportedly declined interviews with law enforcement and media. Sir. Okay. The case has also drawn international attention, especially in Indonesia, where multiple articles have been published about her disappearance. A Facebook page titled "Where is Attin Shaw" was launched in 2024 and now has over 2,200 followers. The page continues to share updates, missing person flyers, and pleas for tips. Now, he sounds very suspicious. He sounds very suspicious. The mother of his multiple kids doesn't seem to care what happened to her. Will they ever find Attin? I mean, Maine is a very rural area. There are a lot of woods in Maine. Oh, I wish I had Facebook so I could deep dive this case some more because this is very interesting. If you guys do, go follow that Facebook page and then send me all this stuff. So her case is also listed in the Maine Department of Public Safety's missing persons database. Now, anyone with knowledge of Attin Shaw's disappearance is urged to contact the Maine State Police at 207-743-8282. If you know something, say something, okay? Even if you don't think it's a big something, it could be to investigators. You just don't know. Now, if you know of or have a loved one that is missing and are interested in having their story featured on an upcoming episode and or join us live for a live interview, please contact Amy, our producer, by emailing her at amy@tcwmedia.com, or you can send us a DM on any of our social media. Next, unfortunately, because there's always so many of these, we're going to talk about Stefani Earlean-Jenn Damron. So, on September 23rd, 2024, the deep woods of New Sweden, Maine, swallowed a young girl without a trace. 13-year-old Stefani Earlean-Jenn Damron had just argued with her sister over chores. Oh my gosh, she's so young. Oh, this is going to be hard. Their family home, a homespun yurt-like structure tucked into 26 wooded acres, offered little room for privacy. And Stefani, emotional, stepped outside. These people are living in a yurt in Maine? I can't imagine. That'd be very cold, I would think. Okay. Her grandfather figure, Richard, watched her walk off into the dense tree line. A short time later, a vehicle was reportedly heard passing nearby. No one thought much of it at the time. Okay. But they're like on 26 wooded acres. Like, how many people are really driving by? But okay. Unfortunately, Stefani didn't return, and she hasn't been seen since. Born on October 6, 2010, Stefani was the middle child of Christopher Dale Damron and Lisa Marie Damron. She lived with her 5 siblings, ages 8 to 21, and an elderly man named Richard, who had no familiar ties, but was treated as a grandfather figure. He had lived with the family for most of Stefani's life. Okay. The Damron family had moved often from West Virginia to Texas, Illinois, and finally Maine. Now, Lisa, the mother, hailed from Georgia, and Christopher from West Virginia. He had also lived in Florida and Rhode Island. So these people are just all over the place. Okay. Their lifestyle was distinctly off-grid. I would say so, living in a yurt in Maine, but okay. The family's dome-like home had no running water, no indoor plumbing, and power came via a generator. This sounds freaking awful to raise a family in, but okay. None of the children were enrolled in public school. Of course they weren't. Okay. The family homeschooled. And the older children often transitioned to the Job Corps programs. They kept largely to themselves, though Christopher had several siblings and half-siblings. The family had few ties to extended relatives. The closest bond appeared to be with Jerry, Stefani's great aunt in Illinois. It was just after noon on Monday, September 23rd, 2024, when Stefani reportedly had a dispute with her sister. Their parents were away in Caribou for a job interview and errands. As the story goes, Stefani, frustrated, stormed off into the woods near the rural home in New Sweden, a quiet, unincorporated community near the Canadian border. She was last seen wearing blue jeans, a long-sleeved blue shirt, and black Harley-Davidson hiking boots. At 5 foot tall and approximately 130 pounds, with shoulder-length brown hair and green eyes, Stefani was described as outdoors savvy and familiar with the forest around her home. She had reportedly gone off before, but always came back. But this time, hours turned into days. On September 24th, her parents reported her missing. Law enforcement responded swiftly, with the Maine State Police Troop F led the initial investigation. Given the potential for abduction, the FBI's Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team was activated. The Maine Warden Service used ground search crews, K-9 teams, and aerial units. The RCMP, which is in Canada, were contacted in case Stefani had crossed the border. The search radius grew, neighbors, local volunteers, and online communities mobilized. Still, no trace of Stefani. No belongings, no confirmed sightings, and no sign of struggle was ever found. A dedicated website, teamstefani.org, was launched by supporters. As weeks passed, the law enforcement released updated photos, including one from the summer of 2024 of Stefani. That picture right there, oh, it's so cute, with a flower tucked in her hair, in hopes it might jog someone's memory. Now, there are no confirmed witnesses beyond family. A car was reportedly heard passing the house shortly after Stefani left, raising the possibility of a pickup, but no evidence of contact or abduction has been confirmed. Stefani didn't have a phone, not surprising, these people lived off the grid, and her social media presence was non-existent. While some speculate that the secluded lifestyle may have hidden warning signs, there has been no public accusation of wrongdoing by family or others close to her. The case remains active, but unfortunately, the trail has gone cold. In December 2024, the FBI announced a $15,000 reward for credible information leading to Stefani's return or an arrest in her disappearance. The Damron family has remained mostly private, but Great Aunt Jerry has become a key voice advocating for Stefani online. A vigil was held in December 2024 at a local Baptist church, and posters of Stefani now hang across northern Maine and parts of New England with the message, "Keep your eyes open." In the months following, public discourse about her case grew rapidly, particularly on social media platforms and true crime forums. Well, much of the focus has remained on efforts to find Stefani. A wave of online scrutiny has emerged around the Damron family's lifestyle, their background, and handling of the case. This is no surprise. I mean, the true crime forums do this with literally everybody, always, whether they live in a yurt in Maine or not. The speculation and commentary online highlight the challenges faced by families of missing persons, particularly when their lifestyle falls outside mainstream norms. While public interest can help elevate a case, it can also bring harmful assumptions and distract from the facts. As of now, Stefani Damron remains missing, and the official position of law enforcement is that foul play has not been ruled out, but neither has the possibility of voluntary disappearance or a tragic accident in the forest. Stefani has now been missing for over 9 months. So sad. If you have any information, no matter how significant it may seem, please call the Maine State Police at 207-743-8282. And as Lady in Gray says, if you know something, say something. Okay? Oh, this show, I swear. it would put me through so many rabbit holes. Oh my goodness. Well, I want to thank you all for joining me today. I know I'm not Terry, but I appreciate you all being here. And I look forward to seeing you guys again the next time I do host Midday Missing. But Wednesday at noon Central, Terry will be back with another amazing episode of Midday Missing. Now, don't forget, you can also join our Facebook group. That is where we will post all of our missing person posters, as well as share other posters. You guys, this is absolutely free to do, and you never know. You may be like, oh, I live in Nevada. Why would I share this? Nobody's close to me. And you don't know. That's the power of the internet, right? Is it can be shared with people that are everywhere that have no idea. So please go share those. It's free. Okay. Now you can also follow us on all social media platforms to stay connected and be part of the conversation. Remember, you can catch all of our shows right here on our YouTube channel and listen to our podcast on your favorite platform. Kelly P wants to know what my next trial is. Girl, I don't know. Maybe if there was a trial. No, my life is a little chaos right now at the moment. We're just on a little hiatus because it's my son's birthday. I got friends coming in for a live sold out show this weekend. So hopefully we'll be back on track with something for Couch Court with Llama soon. But in the meantime, you guys, until next time, stay safe. As this is what Terry says. So stay safe, stay aware, and help these family bring their loved ones home. I love that so much. All right, you guys, thank you for being here. Until next time, go for it and be amazing. Bye.